Northern Scotland is primal. Its nature is powerful and exquisitely beautiful, much like Stella Longland. She built her sound chamber up from the earth it stands on. And like Stella, this place of profound, deep elemental vibration is dedicated to loving kindness.
I came to the dances first, and then, you know, the sound chamber almost became inevitable as an expression, a physical expression of the energy that I got connected to through working with Joseph. Somehow it was incredibly important to put a structure onto the earth, you know, which encapsulated. It's a bit like the pictures, really. You know, this structure where you can go, and there it is. It's just waiting for you. You know, it's like being embraced by your mother or your father. So that seemed very important to me. So I never knew that I was going to build a sound chamber until I suddenly was doing it. Best way. And I didn't find it onerous, actually. But I found it totally all-consuming, exciting, and it was keeping the energy right. I had this feeling that every part of the building, the energy that went in had to be harmonious. It needed to be just right. You know, no fallouts, no anger, and no difficulties. So it took quite a long time to achieve that. That was actually the exciting part as well, working with the energetics. It taught me a lot about how every thought that goes into something is in the end result. You know, you have to be so careful not to be in a hurry to get something done. The wrong kind of energy goes in. It just will stay in there.
As you chant and the sound chamber begins to warm up and reinforce and support what you're doing with this work, knowing the intention that you're holding, is there a moment of transition where the energy begins to lift you into this connection that you talk about? How does that feel when you're chanting, the transition between walking in and beginning to chant and lifting into this really deep place of connection that you speak of?
Yeah, we get when I go in, I quite often feel out of sync with the energy of the sound chamber. I'm bringing all kinds of jagged concerns with me, and then we just chant spontaneously quite often. Sometimes we're just chanting, and then you just hit the spot. I can't say. I wouldn't even really want to analyse how that exactly happens, but the energy fields seem to just suddenly line up with something more cosmic, and then you really, even if you're not seeing anything, you just feel this universal connection. And what I always notice is the difference when we come back and have a cup of tea. I've never known us not to be more content and more stronger, feeling more placed, actually, after a chanting session. Fantastic. More a member of the community, but more yourself.
So how would you encourage people to step forward into helping to connect this vibrational pattern of places that are so dedicated, that emerge from the earth? There's a lot of people that will be watching that are involved in sound chambers or in a community, but feel isolated and are not aware that they could be reaching out, that there could be that there could be a larger sense of community.
I used to feel really isolated. Like, even though I was in a large family, a loving family, had a great life, I felt alone. And I have to say that the minute my energy field connected with Joseph and through Alexander, I just lost that, never ever felt alone again. So actually we're not alone, but I think it's connecting with the people who are doing the same job. I think it's my feeling that I kind of knew somewhere in my being. I made an agreement before I was born, maybe, to do this work. And yeah, when I did my first sun moon dance at 50, I was saying to myself during the dance, "This is what I was born for." And then I'm like, I'm 50. This is what I was born for. But it didn't matter I was 50. I just felt the connection, you know. So there's places where sound chambers, you know, the ground's humming in those places, and that's what makes it such a joy to build them, because it's like, you know, you're co-creating with the land.
Yo,